What's up, slots? It's your boy Golden Izuku back with the new video. So today we're gonna do what if Deku was ghoul. I didn't do like MHA what if in a minute, bro. So yeah, so this is just his childhood. So next part will come out tomorrow with what if Naruto was banished finale. Yeah, I'm gonna do finale. So yeah, before we start, here's some things. Izuku still gonna be quirkless. You'll find out later how he'll get the quirk, like not quirk, but how he'll be turned to ghoul, basically. And in this part, I'm gonna say Izuku's father is All Might. Yes, Tashinari. And Izuku has twin sister Izumi Yagi, and Izuku is Izuku Yagi, of course. So now we begin the story. You can see Izuku and Izumi sitting at a quirk doctor. And the doctor comes in and says, Miss Yagi? And she says, yes, I have some bad news and the good news. Which one do you want first? And Hiko says, I guess good news first? Well, congratulations. Your daughter has strong electricity quirk. And she starts shouting, yes. Like, what does my son have? Well, that's the bad news, man. He doesn't have quirk. He has extra pinky joint, so he can't and he will never have the quirk. And Inko just says, oh. Not Naruto, what the fuck? Deku just drops basically his All Might figurine and Inko picks it up and says, come on Izuku, Izumi, we're leaving. And in the car, Izuku asks, Mommy, can I become a hero even if I don't have a quirk? I'm sorry, Izuku, you can't. And he thinks to himself, Mommy, that's not what you're supposed to say. And when they come home, Inko tells like, Izuku, Izumi, go to your bedroom. I have to talk to your father for a sec. And when she comes and Toshinori asks, how was it, honey? And she says, well, Izumi has a really strong electric quirk. And he starts shouting, yes, well, what quirk does Izuku have? Well, that's the bad news. He doesn't have one. He's quirkless. And Omai says, oh, well, no matter. Izumi can still be a good hero. And Omai just says, I can't play favorites with him. I can't give him. I can't give him one for all. I have to find a worthy successor. You'll see how wrong was he in the future. But anyway, now we skim to the kindergarten. And I'm gonna add a few more characters just because I'm a savage. Classy, Uji, Ratchet. No, because I'm a savage, yes. What, you big mad? I don't care. You can be big mad all you want, fam. Anyway, so the new characters will be Katsumi Bakugo, twin sister of Bakugo, and Shota Todoroki. Yeah, I'm gonna add her too. Why the fuck not? And a girl named Rize with I don't know if that's the name from Tokyo Ghoul, but Rize or something like that, and she has purple hair. You already know who she is, fam. So, and by the way, she's quirkless too, but she's a ghoul. And when they come to school and Bakugo starts showing his explosion quirk. By the way, both twins got the same quirk, like Bakugo and Todoroki twins, they all have the same quirks. Katsumi, Katsuki, Shoko, Shota, that Shoko or Shota if you want to call it, Shoto and Shoka have the same quirk basically. And when they come, Katsuki asks, what are your quirks? And everybody explains, and he says, oh, Izu, what is your quirk? Because he's still good friends. Oh. And he says, oh, well, I'm quirkless like Rize. And Lisa laughs, you're both useless, Deku. And he basically just goes, and let's skip a year. Izuku is really close only to Rize. He still tries to hang out with his old friends, but they won't like play with him or stuff like that. I don't know. He's 4 or 5. I don't know what he's doing at that time. I don't remember what I was doing. Probably doing some mad drugs. Yeah. Anyway, so Now we skip 1 year. We can see Izuku talking to Rize and Bakugo. And by the way, in this time, Izumi saw on a TV like some popular, like I'm gonna say, number 11 hero die to some villain, and she got scared because if he died and he had pretty strong quirk, then how is a quirkless person like supposed to be? He'll die in an instant. So she decides to tell Bakugo twins and the Rocky twins, and it was a plan to bully Zuku. By the way, they won't bully Rize because like she doesn't want to hear, but they still like call her bad names, bad mouth her. But they beat up Izuku most of the times, and really Rize tends these wounds. Anyway, so they come to school, and Izuku is trembling when he sees Izumi and her gang come in. Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna say not five, I'm gonna say he's six. Something like that. And he says, and by the way, in this time, All Might and Inko completely forgot about Izuku. They don't even, when he comes home, they just do the dishes or something like that. They don't even make him food. They forgot about him completely. They were so like, they were basically like Endeavor. But Endeavor is better than them because he didn't forget rest of his failures. They forgot about my mans. Anyway, let me continue. Check me out, check me out. Glass, jacket, shirt, call me that. That's Izuku was saying. By the way, he's wearing glasses, which he won't in the future. And they start like beating him up after the classes, and Rize comes up to him and says, Izuku, it's pretty late. Do you want to walk home with me? And by the way, Rize is scared because she eats barely amount, and her parents died, so she can't provide food for herself. As much as it pains her to do it, she has to kill somebody. And she thought because Izuku is so weak, he's the weakest prey. It hurts her to do it, but she has to do it. She has to survive. And he says, "Oh, sure, Rize, I can come with you." And he stutters a bit. So when they come walking, she says, "Oh, I moved to a new house. It's like right in this alley." And he comes, "Oh, really? Well, let me come with you." And he starts coming with her, and she just turns back and bites him into the neck, and he falls down. Rize, what is this? And he sees her eyes are red. Like she has red pupils and black, the rest, the lines. Like 3, 2, 1. There you go. So that's how she looks like. So he's scared of her, and Kagune, oh, I just grabbed my finger, took your ghoul style. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Anyway, let me continue. Check me out, check me out. He starts running away from her, like he is scared for his life. He's scared shitless, fam. He's scared shitless. So my man is running away until he finds a construction site, and when he comes into construction site, he sees a dead end. And he sees Rize coming forward. "I'm sorry, Midoriya, but I have to survive. As long as it pains me to do it, I have to like do it. And right at that time, steel pipes fall from the top and instantly killing Rize and bringing Izuku close to death. So now some man walks by and sees this and calls immediately ambulance. When they come, the doctor says, "Get ready for transplant." And some say, "If you do it, that's illegal. You'll have to pay the price for that." "I don't care. She's already dead, and she has her all organs intact. He's dying. For God damn it! Bring her organs. I want a transplant right now." And basically transplants organs, and after the transplant, some doctors say, "I hope to know what you did, because you're gonna pay for this. I mean, you took organs without consent of her parents." Luckily her parents are dead, so yeah, he's out. He's clear. My man's clear. He created a monster. My man's clear. And by the way, they don't know who this kid is. They'll run a check on him when he wakes up. And by the way, his family didn't even notice he was gone. They didn't even notice. Izumi thought like maybe he's sleeping over with Rize. And the next 3 or 4 days were really strange to everybody in school because neither Rize, neither Izuku showed up. All in the news had said like the two kids, like the construction site, like 2 people. They didn't even say it was kid, like 2 people fell, organ transplanted, he survived, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. Nothing about doing 2 kids, so they didn't even brought two to two together. So I'm gonna say 5 days passes and Izuku comes back, and this time Izuku couldn't eat a thing. He, everything tasted like trash, like he was eating rotten food, trash. If he puts like fresh ramen in his mouth, he just throws up, instant. Oh, see what I did? Then? Instant ramen, instant throw up. A bad joke. Oh my fuck. Bad joke. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a fucking stupid idiot. Do you want me to say that? Yeah, probably do. Anyway, so let me continue. Check me out, check me out. So, yeah, by the way, what are you doing, fam? Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at GoldenIzuku, where I basically I give you a heads up when the new content will come out. What are you doing? Huh? Huh? Subscribe, fam. Anyway, let me continue. Check me out, check me out. So, 6 7 days, Izuku comes back home and immediately interrogated by Izumi. Inko and Toshinori didn't even notice him. They thought like he was sleeping. Where were you, useless Deku? And he looks at her. Oh, I was in the hospital. Stop lying for attention, please. And he says, okay, then it's none of your business, big sister. By the way, Izumi is older than him, like 2 to 3 like minutes. I'm gonna say, I don't know, like. And she says, "Go to your room, Izuku." And Inko notices Izuku, can you come here a second? And Izuku like has stars in his eyes because his mother hasn't called him in a few months. And he comes, yes, mother. And she says, do the dishes. And he looks at her with a sad face. And she said, my mom, why will I eat? Oh, just eat the scraps. And she leaves. And Izuku just tears at the scraps. And he just starts to eat them, but immediately throws up. And he opens the fridge, eats something, throws up, eats something, throws up, eats something, throws up. And the last thing he saw was Cat finish Toshinori's cup of coffee. And he drinks it, and for some reason it tastes good. So from that day he starts making coffee every day and surviving just on coffee. By the way, in this world, 80% of people have quirks. 19% of people are quirkless. No, 19.5% people are quirkless, and 0.5% people have quirks. No, have like ghoul abilities, are ghouls basically. Yeah. So I'm gonna say that there are 4 ghouls, and now including Yuzuku, there are 5 ghouls. Yeah, I'm gonna say that there are 5 ghouls. And I guess in the comments down below who are those 5 ghouls. I mean, you already know Izuku, so you have to guess who are those 4 ghouls. I guess. So now we time skip till Izuku is I'm gonna say 10. Nah, 11. So every day bullying came. The bullying just started to get worse and worse, and Izuku still said he wants to be hero. They just bullied him even worse. And this time Inko and Toshinori stay the same. They don't even give him like a glare. They just say, oh yeah, problem child or stuff like that. And by the way, Nezu and people come like to the home, and he sees like, oh my god. So Nezu likes Izuku actually, because Izuku is hella smart. He Nezu smart. He actually can tie a game of chess with Nezu, and that impresses Aizawa Midnight. But they notice something is off with the family, but they don't say anything. Because when they started to eat, Inko even called for Izuku that time. But Izuku just said he can't eat and walked away, which was strange to every single one of them. But Nezu had his suspicions because I'm gonna say Nezu was coming that time like frequently every day, and he didn't saw Izuku eat anything except of coffee, and he heard that ghouls can only like eat human flesh, and only coffee tastes like to them, you know. And by the way, Izuku is now 11. Just gonna say that. So yeah, and Izuku does know that he like does not know what his quirk is. And by the way, in this time, Izuku basically just I'm gonna say he stay alive with coffee, and sometimes I'm gonna say his bloodlust lost control, and he like I'm gonna say found a dead person in a alleyway. He ate him, but he didn't remember, you know. So I'm just gonna say it like that, you know. Few times that happened, and by the way, detectives are looking for like they think somebody is killing and dissecting people, but they know the people were dead before they got dissected, so they're just searching for a psychopath who is dissecting people, but they don't know he's actually eating them. And by the way, Nezu told them they're looking for a ghoul, and most of people were scared of ghouls because, well, and Nezu comes frequently because he suspects that Izuku is a ghoul himself, even though Izuku does not know what ghoul is. So now Izuku is coming after school. He was beat up, you know, and he is coming after school, and a big guy with white hair and cracks his finger, you know, Kakago style, says, huh, "Where are you going, kid?" He says, I'm going home, sir." And he says, "Oh, well, I live that way, and I can drop you off." And he says, "Oh no, sir, my mom told me not to talk to strangers." And he says, "Oh, does your mom have green hair? Because this guy has been spying on them or so." "Yes, it does." "Well, I'm kind of looking for her. She wants to sell me something, so I thought maybe you do you know that her kid?" And he says, "Yeah, you know my mom." And he says, "Yeah, do you want me to drop you off? I'm just heading there." And he says, "Sure. Then we can go to your house. Then you can show me where my house is. This is the address. I don't know this place very well." And he says, "Sure." And not Inko, Izuku just goes into his car, and they start driving, and they pass his house. And he says, "Sir, we passed my house." And he says, "Oh, I know." And he locks the door. And Izuku starts panicking. "Sir, what are you doing?" And this guy, like, basically, when he comes to his facility, he grabs Izuku by his hair and throws him out of the car. And he starts basically dragging Izuku by his hair and drags him to his facility, ties him up to a chair, and starts cutting his finger by finger. And when he cuts his finger at the end, he says, "Count 1000 minus 7." And he says, "What?" And he clips his like another finger. 993, 986, and 979, and just like that, you know, downwards. And yeah, so just imagine Kaneki torture, and this torture is going for 2 years. Now we skip to the Yagi household. Yeah, you know it. I know you know it, fam. Let's go. So when we go to the Izuku's been missing for a week, and Inko and Toshinori just realized they didn't know too much of his son. And Izumi starts crying because she thinks that he killed himself, because that day Baku, they really beat him up bad, and they lost all hope. They even they even hold a ceremony, you know, funeral, how you call it, not ceremony, for fuck's sake, funeral for him, you know, because everybody was sad for him. Because he disappeared, they thought he killed himself. And Lazo thought it was strange, like, they never could find a body, not anyway. He suspected something happened to Kid. So he called All Might, and I'm gonna say Izuku's mom is a hero, by the way. Just gonna say that, just so you know. And he called him, he says, "Inko, there's Tsunori." And Midnight, everybody is there. Everybody is scared for Izuku. Midnight was the only one that liked Izuku, you know? Not only liked, but she liked him, you know? She he even told her a few times he was going to marry her, and he didn't see her as Radar R superstar. By the way, this is gonna be a harem. We're gonna have Midnight in here. We're gonna have Nejire. We're gonna have Momo. You know what? Fuck it, Shoka, Katsumi. Everyone you can imagine. Fam, I'm gonna throw it all in here. So yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna record for a little longer. So he brings him into his office, saying, Toshinori. This is just after like week after Izuku disappeared. He says Toshinori Inko, and by the way, everybody is here. I think I think Izuku is alive. And Toshinori's eye light up. Nasu, really? You think he's alive? Yes, not think I know he's alive. And all my tests, how do you know? Oh man, I had this suspicion for a few times, and I'm sure you know I came to your house a lot of time, frequently, and every hero knows they know this. I had suspicion, and I think it is true. What is true? Izuku is no longer human. He's a demi-human. And all my wrinkle search up. What? Are you kidding? How can he be a human? I pulled his medical records, and it was clear as day. He's a ghoul. He's a half ghoul. And all my drops to his knees. Stop the jokes. Ghouls basically don't even exist anymore. And when he looks at it says, "All Might," I know it's hard to believe, but haven't you all noticed? Every time we come, he never eats. He just drinks coffee. It's strange. And around the neighborhood, there are a lot of dead bodies dissected, so that will mean that he ate them. But I think the bloodlust controlled him, so he didn't know what he's doing, and he probably doesn't even remember it. But we need to fight him. Because I know there are few. Oh shit! I revealed you who are one of the four ghouls. Jason is one of the four ghouls. But yeah, because I know there are only five ghouls alive, and I know identity of two of them. That is Izuku and Jason. And everybody like question who is Jason? He's the person who tortures ghouls. He enjoys it. I think Izuku is being tortured, and everybody like drops drops on their knees like, what? Aizawa is still standing, but he liked the problem child, you know. Even though he was quirkless, he did have a lot of brains, you know. So I'm gonna say Izuku's now 3 years have passed, and he was basically torturing Izuku, Jason, every single day. He basically brought two people and asked, "Who should I kill?" And Izuku said, kill me, please." And Jason just snapped both of their necks. Wrong answer, kid. And I'm just gonna say, let me see. So after 3 years, Izuku had enough. His hair turned white, and by the way, he sees illusion of Rize. So Izuku decides next time that Jason comes, he's going to strike back. And I'm gonna end it here, guys. Yeah, sorry if this was a little bit short, but yeah, subscribe to Golden Izuku, turn on those post notifications. Next part is gonna come out tomorrow. I promise, because I haven't done MHA What If in a while, so I wanna do it, fam. Just for you guys.